Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. And in this video, I'm going to talk about frozen bank accounts. We've been getting a lot of TikTok and YouTube subscribers and just viewers that are stating that they woke up in the morning and that their accounts were frozen. Now, you may not be aware of this, but I want to make you fully aware of how this can happen. In some states, like Texas, there are no wage garnishments, so they cannot, you can get a judgment. And a lot of people would always say, well, we're judgment exempt. Not judgment exempt, we're garnished exempt, which they can't garnish your paycheck wages. But one of the little known things that people do not know in the state of Texas, and there's 3 other states that this is that you cannot garnish wages in, is that they can actually freeze your bank account and take your money straight from you. So it's like this. On one hand, you can get a letter from your job, and they're saying that they can garnish 15%, up to 15% of your wages. And yes, there are certain things that you can do to stop that from happening, which we'll be talking about in this video. But also, there are people who wake up in the morning and they tried to charge their debit card, or they looked at their bank account and it said frozen on it. They cannot access their money. They can see how much money is in there, but it's frozen. And this has been done because a debt collection company or an original creditor has attached their bank account, and they can only do this by getting a judgment against you. So it's not one of those things where you can just wake up in the morning and it happens to you, even though it feels that way. There's a process that has to be in place. So now let's first look at let's talk about some of the things. I'm looking up here at my notes. You wake up in the morning and all of a sudden you can't, you're either the money has been taken, which has been levied out of your account, or it just says it's frozen and you can't touch it because it's kind of in limbo. The court is going to potentially call you in and give you a hearing and let you know what you can do. So one of the first things that you can do, and this is what I've had clients do, this is what you can do, is you need to immediately go to the clerk of courts, or look at any documents that you received and look at your options on getting your account released. If you talk to an attorney, the first thing they're going to tell you is to try to get a hearing to vacate the judgment. But there's things that you could do even before that can happen, before you go that route, and I'm just telling you from personal experience. One of the things that you can do is you could look at the ruling from the court and see if there's anything that you could do to just have it unfrozen. Maybe the amount that they're going to be able to take is less than what you have in there, so that means that you should have access to your funds. Or maybe you've been in negotiations with them and they're negotiating in bad faith, and you can prove that you've been negotiating with them. Maybe you can do phone records. Maybe you have a letter or something, and you can show that to the judge and say, hey, they're negotiating in bad faith, and I believe that this should be unfrozen because I've been in talks with them, and this was something that they didn't even bring up. I thought that we were moving towards a resolution. So those, and there's some other things you can, when you go to the clerk of courts, they will give you documentation to let you know these are all of your alternatives to be able to get that levy or that frozen account released. Now, the other one is obviously to get a vacation, to vacate the judgment, where which is kind of hard to do, especially if you were not there. That's going to be a longer process because you're going to have a hearing that's going to come up. Maybe in some areas you can rush, get the hearing a lot quicker because your money is on the line, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a longer process. And but if you can get that done, and you can get that done in a quick fashion, depending on your state, funds would be released and you would be able to use it. But they might come back after you to get the judgment. I believe that that's one of the ones that is more likely to take a longer period of time, but that is an option. Uh, some people ask, does the bank have to notify you if this is going to happen? They don't have to notify you. Banks are not legally bound to inform you that your account is going to be frozen. It'll just be frozen. I've had business clients where their accounts were frozen, not even because of something that was levied. It was just where it was frozen, and they did not get notification until until they actually tried to have a customer deposit a check, and then they were notified. Some of the exemptions that your income could be where they can't freeze your bank account. If you're receiving child support, you're receiving SSI, you have railroad retirement benefits, unemployment insurance benefits, veteran benefits, spouse support, disability, black lung benefits, or you're on public assistance. These are mostly all of those are exempt from being able to have your account be frozen, but you would still have to follow the appropriate protocol for your specific jurisdiction to be able to get the documentation and submit the documentation to show that that your income is exempt. And again, the laws are gonna vary from state to state. So I always tell clients, you got to look at what your clerk is going to say. Look at the exemptions. You might have to look up those exemptions online. They're not going to be an attorney or try to help you or give you legal advice. This is going to be something that you got to do a lot of the footwork on your own. Now, if you have a situation like this, you can always reach out to my office. You can email us at support@thecreditrepairshop.com, and we will look at your situation and tell you what options might be available. But if your account has been frozen, the straight line approach to getting a resolution on this is to figure out what remedies are available. You go directly to your clerk of court's office and they ask for a document, and then look online for the exemptions that you have available in your state. That's going to be your quickest way to get your money unfrozen, so you can at least be able to take care of your household necessities. All right, if you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch the video, What Makes Us Different, so you can see my 8-point validation process and my 2-phase settlement process. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website your3scores.com. And if you need your FICO scores, so you can see what credit card companies, mortgage companies, and auto dealers see, finance companies see, there's a link below this video so you can get your FICO scores. Also, if you have debt collectors coming after you, you can grab my updated pack of letters. The link is below this video. And thank you for your time. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, post your questions and comments. It's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.